Few days ago, I was speaking to a parent. Their child was 6 years old, and they told me something very honestly. Sir, I'm worried my child is not focusing enough on studies. Imagine 6 years old, not failing, not learning, just not focusing. And that stayed with me because at 6 years, I wasn't focusing, I was just moving. Like karate at 6, yoga at 10, athletics at 14, dancing hip hops at 18, badminton at 21, and running marathons at 25. There was absolutely no pressure to perform, but every phase built me. There was no plan. And today, I see certain patterns. Children are pushed into structured success timelines, academic pressure, and constant comparison with others. And in many of our systems today, doing well matters more than growing well. And slowly something begins to break. Not marks, not performance, but even more deeper things like curiosity, self-confidence, and this love for learning. In fact, in NCERT Survey 2022, referred from UNICEF, highlights there is a steep rise in stress and anxiety among school children, including India in the past decade. And what are we missing? What if the problem is not in education? It is in what we are missing before education. Something we all naturally did once. It's movement, right? In my world of sports science, we call it movement literacy. Let me explain that. Movement literacy is not about playing any sport. It's about how you understand your own body, like to run, to jump, to balance, to adapt. This concept was developed by Dr. Margaret Whitehead, who not only describes it as a physical competence, but also confidence, engagement, and clarity. Research in physical development consistently shows this. When you have this movement competence early, you have higher level of self-confidence and better focus in learning environments. So, I'm not saying we should not study. Of course we should. Reading, writing, thinking, these all matter. But there is a sequence to human development, right? We are focusing on what comes next before what should we do first. And therefore, the question should not be how do I succeed early? Rather, it should be what do I do first? Because even before becoming students, we are human beings. And human development starts with movement, exploration, and playing, not pressure. Now, I'll introduce this concept called as long-term athletic development. This is a framework developed by Dr. Iswan Bali. I call it long-term human development. What I'm presenting here today is the way I interpret for school children like you. Between 5 to 7 years, you move, play, explore. Between 8 to 10 years, you try to do everything, like play different sports. Between 11 to 13 years, this is where you build discipline and build structure. Between 14 to 15 years, you build the entire strength and capacity. And at 16 to 18 years, you choose the path you want. And if I simplify that, before 12 years, build the body and the brain. Between 12 to 15 years, build the entire engine. And after 16 years, choose the road. Now here's a big message. Message for educators and parents. We are rushing this process, aren't we? A research by Dr. Jean Cote, a well-known sports researcher and a coach. He says, on youth development, early pressure and specialization increases burnout and reduces long-term engagement, not only in sport, but also in learning. So, we cannot change everything, right? So maybe we'll have to change this one thing this one missing piece. The goal should not be early specialization, but it should be optionality at 18. Because when you grow with confidence, clarity, and capability, imagine you don't just succeed, but you have this option to choose. And that gives you no grade can ever could. Thank you.